I guess 3 months old, and we had just put her to bed. She was crying as a baby does when she goes to bed, and she sort of abruptly stopped crying and sort of looked a little unusual, and I called Pam to come take a look. At that point, she was sort of started losing color and turning blue. Pam had called 911 so quickly, I hadn't even realized it.
EMS 8711.
And at that point, the 911 operator was live with us, and at the time, she was sort of asking us questions and coaching me through the process of giving the baby the compressions. At the time, though, we were very panicked.
All right, ma'am, the ambulance is on their way. They'll be there shortly.
We took turns actually doing the CPR. The fireman arrived very quickly, and we kind of both stepped back, and he quickly checked her pulse and maintained CPR.
Kate's situation, she needed to be defibrillated, so it was something that we could do until they arrived that kept her alive.
Hello, I'm Beth Wilson. CPR is short for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Those are big words, but they describe pretty simple actions that can keep blood and oxygen moving to the heart and brain for someone whose heart has stopped beating. In this video, I will show you how to provide CPR for infants, that is, children younger than 12 months old. I'll show you each step of CPR a little at a time. Then you'll practice it along with me. I'll also show you how to help a baby who is choking. Anyone who provides care for an infant can and should learn these simple skills. Even if you haven't had any CPR training before, don't worry, it's easy. If you have a remote control for your video player, keep it near you so you can pause or replay anything you missed. In your CPR learning kit, you'll find a couple of things. Let's get them out and see what we have. First, there is Mini Baby. The Mini Baby is a training mannequin designed to help you learn the basics of infant CPR and how to help a baby that is choking.
You'll also find a quick reference guide to help you practice after the video is over, and a small card that you can carry with you.
Do you have Mini Baby out? Good. Let me show you how to get it ready. Take the tube of your Mini Baby, this tube right here. Did you find it? Okay, and blow it up like this. Inflate Mini Baby so that it feels firm. When you can't blow any more air into Mini Baby, pinch the tube here while you plug up the end like this. If you need some more time to get the Mini Baby ready, just pause the video now. Okay, now your Mini Baby is ready. So let's jump in and practice. And don't worry about making mistakes. Our goal is to give you plenty of practice doing CPR. And as we go along, I'll give you some tips to help you fine-tune your skills. First, place Mini Baby in front of you like this.
You can also perform infant CPR on a table, countertop, or any firm surface.
Her head and chest should be at your knees with her legs to one side. Now, let's try the easiest part first, pushing on the chest. With an infant, you'll use your fingers for that. Watch me to see where they should go. Imagine a line right between the nipples. Put the tips of 2 fingers just below that line in the middle of the chest. Point your fingers straight down. Okay, now you do it. Place the tips of 2 fingers in the middle of the chest just below an imaginary line drawn between the nipples.
And now push straight down and let the chest rise all the way back up.
Like this. Got it? Did you hear the clicking sound when you push down? Good, that will let you know that you've pushed hard enough.
Don't be afraid to push hard, and be sure to let the chest rise all of the way back up between pushing down.
Okay, do it with me. Follow along with the beat of the music. Let's go. Be sure to let the chest rise all the way back up between pushing down. Are you pushing straight down? Don't worry about making mistakes, because this is just practice.
Doing all right? Can you make the mini baby click? Don't be afraid to push hard.
Make sure that your fingers are in the middle of the chest, just below that imaginary line between the nipples. You're doing great. If you need to rest, stop the video and start again when you're ready. We're almost there.
Be sure to let the chest rise all of the way back up between pushing down.
All right, good job. You did great. Well, do you have the feel of it now? Good. You've just done one part of CPR, pumping blood through the body. Now let's warm up some more with another part of CPR, giving breaths. For children, this is often the most important part of CPR. Watch me for a moment while I show you where to put your hands. With one hand on the forehead, ease the head back while lifting the chin with the fingers of your other hand. Okay, now you try that. One hand on the forehead, the fingers of your other hand just under the chin. Be careful not to put your hand or arm on her neck, otherwise air won't go in or out. Have you got that? Good. Now let me show you how to get the air into the mini baby. Watch me again for a moment. Completely cover mini baby's mouth and nose with your mouth like this. Now blow a gentle breath into mini baby. Breathe the air in long enough to make the chest rise. It is very important for the chest to rise with each breath. Okay, now try that with me. One hand on the forehead, the fingers of your other hand just under the chin, keeping your hand away from her neck. Cover mini baby's mouth and nose with your mouth and blow in a gentle breath. Did you see the chest rise on your mini baby? If you didn't, reposition the head and try again. If you want, back up the video and look at it again. Okay, now let's try a few pairs of breaths to make sure that you've got it. Did you see your mini baby's chest rise? Good. Try it a couple of more times, and remember, keep the head tilted, your hand away from her neck. After the first breath, let the chest go back down and follow it with another breath. Great. Let's do one last pair of breaths. And remember, if the breath does not make the chest rise, reposition the head and try again. Perfect. If you want more practice with breathing, just pause the video and begin again when you're ready. It may not seem like it, but you've already learned the key skills of doing CPR, pumping blood through the body and giving breaths. Now let's try them together for a little bit. Once again, tilt the head, lift the chin, keeping your hand away from her neck. Completely cover mini baby's nose and mouth with your mouth and blow in a gentle breath. Blow in only enough air to make the chest rise. Once the chest goes back down, do it again. Did you see mini baby's chest rise? Now let's push on the chest about 30 times. Just like we did before, put the tips of 2 fingers on the middle of mini baby's chest, just below that imaginary line between the nipples. Point your fingers straight down and push down about 1/3 to 1/2 the depth of the chest. You'll hear the clicking sound when you have pushed hard enough. Do this about 30 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Remember, don't be afraid to push hard and let the chest rise all the way back up between pushing down.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now give another pair of breaths. Tilt the head, completely cover the nose and mouth, and blow in just enough air to make the chest rise. Then about 30 more compressions. Are you pushing down 1/3 to 1/2 the depth of the chest? Don't be afraid to push hard, since this will increase the blood to the brain and the heart.
Be sure to let the chest rise all of the way back up between compressions.
29, 30, and quickly back for 2 more breaths. That's great. If you need to rest, stop the video and begin again when you're ready. Now you're getting the feel for how to do the breathe and push sequence of CPR. But I want to show you a couple of steps that lead up to that, like figuring out if the baby really needs your help. Watch me for a moment. Let's say you've just found a baby and you cannot wake her up. The first thing you should do is gently tap the baby's foot and shout something like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" If she doesn't move or wake up, she's not just sleeping, and we better get some help. Call out to see if anyone is nearby who can help. If there is someone else around, quickly tell that person to get help and say it like you mean it. You, call 911 now. Now, if no one's around, you'll have to give 5 cycles of CPR before you call 911 yourself. Okay, now follow along with me. You have an infant you cannot wake up. Gently tap the baby's foot and shout something like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" The baby doesn't move or wake up, so call out for help. "Someone come and help me now." If someone arrives, tell that person to get help and say it like you mean it. You, call 911 now. Okay, that's good. After you've sent someone else to call, you get to work. First, check for breathing. Ease the head back and lift the chin just like you've already practiced. Then get close to check for breathing. Do you hear anything? Do you feel anything? Do you see the chest rising? Okay, let's do that again. Ready? We're going to tap and shout, get help, check for breathing, and give 2 breaths. Are you all right? Are you all right? Someone, come help me now. You, call 911 now. Tilt the head, look, listen, and feel for any breathing. Not breathing? Cover the mouth and nose with yours and give 2 breaths that make the chest rise. Okay, you've given 2 breaths and the baby is still not breathing or crying. You have to start chest compressions. Just like you did before, put the tips of 2 fingers in the center of her chest, just below the imaginary line between the nipples, and push straight down 1/3 to 1/2 the depth of the chest about 30 times. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear the click? Good, that means you're pushing deep enough.
Remember, don't be afraid to push hard and let the chest rise all of the way back up between pushing down.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And 2 breaths. And 30 more compressions. If you need to rest, stop the video and start again when you're ready.
Be sure to let the chest rise all of the way back up between compressions.
21, 22, 23,
Don't be afraid to push hard.
29, 30. Now give another pair of breaths. Tilt the head, completely cover the nose and mouth, and blow in just enough air to make the chest rise. And again. Then about 30 more compressions. 5, 6, 7.
Can you hear the click? If not, push a little harder, 1/3 to 1/2 the depth of the chest. Be sure to let the chest rise all of the way back up between pushing down.
28, 29, 30. Now you've done 5 cycles of breathing and pushing. If no one was around to phone 911, now is the time to make the call yourself. Hello, 911? I have a baby who's not moving. I can't wake her up and she's not breathing. Yes, I've already started CPR. The dispatcher will ask you some important questions so they can send help quickly and to the right place. When you do return to continue CPR, Do not hang up the phone unless you are told to do so by the dispatcher. Unless the infant is injured and should not be moved, it's okay to carry the child to the phone with you when you go to call 911. You should continue to provide CPR until the paramedics have arrived and taken over. Now, if you need to rest, stop the video and start again when you're ready. In many emergencies where a child or infant's heart has stopped beating, the problem begins with some type of breathing difficulty. Choking is a common cause of breathing problems among infants. That's why it's important to learn how to recognize and help a baby who's choking and can't breathe. Fast action can prevent things from going from bad to worse. When infants are choking, they cannot cry or make normal sounds. As they try to breathe, they may appear to be coughing, but will make no noise, or they may make a high-pitched sound. They may appear frightened, and their lips or skin may lose its normal skin color. If you see any of these things, you should act immediately to help the baby. Here's what to do. First, try giving 5 blows or slaps to the back right between the shoulder blades. With one arm, support the baby face down with the head lower than the body. Now, with the heel of your other hand, give 5 blows between the baby's shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you try it with me. Support the baby face down and give 5 blows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that does not clear the object, you'll need to try pushing on the chest, much like you would when you perform CPR. Watch as I show you how. Turn the baby onto the back. With one arm, support the baby face up with the head lower than the body. Place 2 fingers in the middle of the chest, just below the imaginary line between the nipples. Now push the chest 5 times to the same depth as you would for doing CPR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that again. First, give 5 firm blows to the back, right between the shoulder blades. Hold the baby with one arm, face down, the head lower than the body. Give up to 5 firm blows between the baby's shoulder blades using the heel of your other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the object does not come out, turn the baby face up, holding him or her with the head slightly lower than the rest of the body. Place 2 fingers in the middle of the chest, just below the imaginary line in between the nipples. Now push on the chest up to 5 times to the same depth as you would for CPR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the object still does not come out, repeat the series of 5 back blows and 5 chest thrusts until it does. If the infant becomes unconscious, call out for someone to get help. Lower her or him to a firm surface and proceed with the steps you learned in this video for performing CPR on an infant. Each time that you tilt the head to give breaths, briefly look in the mouth to see if the object has come out. If after 5 cycles of breathing and pushing, no one has called 911, you'll need to do that yourself. It's okay to carry the child to the phone with you when you go to call, if the baby is not injured and can be moved. Well, there you have it. CPR for infants. Wasn't so bad, was it? Now you know how to give immediate help to an infant who is unresponsive and not breathing, or is choking on something. Being prepared for emergencies like these is just one part of what you need to know in order to keep a baby safe and healthy. It's just as important to know how to prevent accidents and injuries to your child in the first place. If you would like to know more about preventing common accidents and childhood injuries, log on to the website of the American Academy of Pediatrics at aap.org. If you would like to know more about CPR or find a CPR class near you, please call the American Heart Association or log on to americanheart.org. Let's hope you never have to use CPR on an infant. But if the situation arises, don't hesitate. An infant who has stopped breathing cannot get better without immediate help. And now you know how to provide that help. Thanks Thanks for your time. Now when someone asks you, what did you do today? Give them this kit and show them.